https://discord.gg/flat-earth. Welcome to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord channel. Be sure to go to VC Check and 1 to get your VC verification tags to get involved in the conversation about our Earth. Be sure to bring your verifiable Earth curvature evidence, though.
Enemy spotted.
24/7 Flat Earth Politics Channel Part 4.
When you look it up. Even an AI I was chatting with the other day, I was asking certain questions and it immediately assumed and started putting in disclaimers about the Earth not being flat, even though I hadn't mentioned the words. I mean, it's red flags right there.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is that
I think it might track your usage of the web, internet, right? So depending on which AI you're using, it's not a mystery. It knows what you searched before. That's what it suggests.
Yeah, it definitely is data tracking you to give you some of the same.
Data tracking exists. Private companies have been doing this for a
Guys,
long time.
don't act like you don't know about Project Veritas and the Google Blacklist.
Oh my
Project Veritas is garbage. You're propaganda.
Oh, is that the genetic fallacy? Oh, we're using fallacies now. Can I use one next?
Wait, would you trust the the Soviet Union KGB when it says hey,
information is information.
What if they say communism is the best, capitalism sucks?
Well, you got to use discernment with the information that you're given.
Right. Would you trust? Okay. So that's NASA? What I'm explaining. Is that the reason why it suggested those things to do that, guys? Maybe because
did the guy publish a blacklist from Google from the algorithm, or did he not? That's what you need to look at.
Well, I think Dave Rubin was being blacklisted on one of the major things too.
Yeah, sometimes public figures get banned from certain platforms. Right or left, right? Because they said some.
Yeah, but we got an actual video from the government saying that, what are you going to do about this flat Earth thing? And now anytime you type in flat Earth, Wikipedia comes up and says, flat Earth is an archaic cosmology. But wait a minute, didn't Eratosthenes live before Christ? Isn't that an archaic cosmology as well? But is Wikipedia going to say that? Huh?
Wait, what is archaic? What globe? No, it's not archaic.
The globe cosmology is from Eratosthenes, who lived 2,300 years ago. If that's
it's still current. Many times. Because it's the current cosmology.
Okay.
The flat Earth society was 100 years ago.
I guess it's settled then, right?
What? Nobody. What are you strawman? No, nobody says it's perfect.
No, it is settled. It's settled that the Earth isn't flat, dude. Yes.
It was settled when we went up and took photos, but
that's settled. Not in so many ways. It's not even funny.
It is like a dog's nose is wet is settled. It's a different type of fact.
Are you a married bachelor too?
Why did the Soviet Union confirm? Right, NASA's claims that it landed on the moon.
Married bachelor. Look, I'll give you this.
What are we talking about?
It's observably flat. Okay, observably.
I know.
No, it's not.
I know.
No.
You can see obstructed by. You can see obstructed by.
Stop talking over, for fuck's sake.
It's observably flat from the naked eye, I guess you could say, right? And then I'll give you the other one. We don't feel motion, but then again, the non-motion.
But if you turn on your TV, you can see it, right? You can see the curvature and the motion. All you have to do is turn on your TV, and there it is, the globe. Or you can close your eyes, and I could say the word Earth.
Well,
and all that programming. Hold on, time out. All the programming from 12 years, 13 years worth of school is going to flash into your head, and you're going to see the model of the Earth floating in space.
True things are repeated. True facts, are going to be repeated by educational institutions because they're true. The same way we say, astronomy, astrology is bunk, right? Astronomy is true. Vaccines, right? They're good, useful, right? Like pedophiles are bad. Yeah, we're gonna see them repeated all the time, right? Flashing news.
Whoa.
Every time you watch the media, right? Pedophiles are bad. Does it mean that the government's hiding a secret that actually they're not?
And monkeys got fucked by a human, and that created the AIDS virus. And You know, everything they said about wearing a mask was true, but not wearing a mask, even though it was diametrically opposed, like a married bachelor, was also true somehow at the same time.
Can you address what I said?
I'm addressing it, bro. I don't believe everything that I hear. I'm a true skeptic. I'm a globe skeptic.
Just because like there's an institution that says this is true, right, repeatedly, that doesn't mean it's false, right? Even though yes, the same institution have lied to you, right? I agree, governments lie to you, institutions lie to you, but they lie for a particular reason, particular circumstances, political.
So what can we test?
They have nothing to gain by lying to you about the shape of the earth.
Yeah. So what is it about what they say that we can actually verify for ourselves?
Photos, videos. Okay. Have you been to China, sir? Serious question. Have you been to China?
So I can verify those photos, can I?
Okay. Have you been? Does China exist?
Yes.
I can verify that. Yeah.
Have you been really?
That's not an outrageous claim.
Have you been to China? Says who?
It's not an outrageous claim.
No, by your standard of evidence,
it's not outside
we cannot accept photos. We cannot accept photos. We cannot accept videos because there could be doctor, right? There could be all CGI, right?
Listen, I could
how do you know China exists unless
you've been human experience,
listen, bro.
Going to another country, other lands, getting in a boat, and going across a bit of a part of water and finding another land.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never even seen.
That's not outside the normal realm of.
Have you been to China?
Normal human experience.
Well, I haven't met you, dude, so how do I not know you're a
photos are not a valid.
It's a false equivalency, man.
No,
we can go to China. Can we go to the moon right now, me and you? I'll pawn my bike. Let's go to the moon tomorrow.
Nope.
Oh, wait,
This is addressing.
Listen, you're interrupting. I'll pawn my bike. Let's go to China. Wait a minute. I can actually do that.
We're addressing the standard of evidence that flat earthers present, right? Like
it's not unfalsifiable.
We cannot trust photos. We cannot trust videos. We cannot trust testimonies.
What you see on TV,
right? Because they could be lying. They could be all in on it, right? So
men.
by that standard, unless you've been to China, you don't know that China exists as a flat earth.
No, it's a false equivalence. You can actually attempt to go and falsify such a claim.
Well, no, that's the issue is that we have evidence.
How do you know China
is real? To falsify the claim of viewing a planet from
Have you tried falsifying that China is real?
It isn't outside the realm of possibility for me. I can get in a boat, I can book a flight, and I can go and try and attempt to do it. It's a false equivalent. Because it is possible for me to attempt it, it's not an equal equivalence, right?
But did you do that?
A false equivalence.
Yeah, you can theoretically verify for yourself that China exists, but you didn't. You rely on photos and videos and government statements and witness testimonies that China exists. Right.
However, we have these photographs, but all high-altitude amateur photography shows a flat plane. We can actually see across flat water well past the geometric horizon. So we can test these things. It's not like whether we believe China exists or not. We can actually test these things ourselves, and we do.
So is photographic evidence reliable?
If photographic evidence can be proven, well...
Wait, have you proven the photographic evidence of China?
Hang on a second. We can send up our own high-altitude balloons, which many people have done, that show a flat stationary plane.
No, we're talking
Regardless of that, we can take measurements directly on the Earth that shows that there is no curvature. So if there is no curvature, then it's flat. So...
You're dodging.
It is a false dichotomy. Your question is not even relevant when we can go out and actually observe these things for ourselves.
Yeah, cool. You
don't need a photograph.
Yes, you theoretically, possibly, within the means of the average person.
Well, we do.
Could verify that China exists actually, yourself, right, through your own experience. But yet you still believe that China does exist.
Bro, what are you talking about? We believe China exists because it's not.
You believe that China exists on the basis of photographic evidence.
You've been talking.
Testimonies.
There's the difference between belief and knowing, and I know that the Earth is flat.
Can I be heard?
Yeah, go, man.
Okay, yeah. So We believe China exists. Why? Because it's not an extraordinary claim that there would be another continent where there are people that have many different languages, many different ethnicities, all living in one place that they call China. That's all verifiable and logical. But to say that there's a place where there's nothing but a sparse helium and hydrogen atom here and there, that is a crazy place that doesn't actually exist in reality. It's in your head, bro.
That's so okay. Everything that you said there, like the standards there, like first of all, what is an extraordinary claim?
You're claiming there's a privation of matter. There's this place
most
that you call
things that
space
we're claiming
where
are well
matter
accepted by people
doesn't
today.
exist.
Gravity, okay, do people, is it a controversial claim for people right now that gravity exists?
Bro, you're claiming there's a place where there's nothing, no thing. There is no empty space. Even empty
let's
space,
take it a
if you
thing at a
suck all
time,
the
right?
atoms, listen, bro, if you suck all the atoms out, there is 0 point energy in between the atoms. There's no place called nothing. Vacuums don't exist.
Cool.
Even a
Is
true
it a
vacuum
controversial
isn't
claim?
a true vacuum.
Cool.
How do you explain the
According,
origins of
is
our
it a
planet?
controversial
I'm not
claim
curious.
that the Earth is round to most people right now? Or the gravity?
You have to.
The answer is
it's,
no.
It's more.
It's not
no,
a
bro.
controversial
You gotta
claim.
let me
It's almost
answer.
like
Don't
what
just
is
cut me off and answer for me, bro. Share the
Look.
mic, dude. Listen to what I'm saying. There's this thing called the cosmological constant. I've been posting about it. You can click my links and read it for yourself. It's not as cut and dry as this proves that the Earth is flat. That's not my claim. That's ridiculous. What I'm saying is that what we've been told was incorrect. And now that we know it, we should probably look into it. The vacuum energy catastrophe and the cosmological constant problem or crisis, whatever you want to call it, is a legitimate thing. And it's basically telling you that the cosmological constant, which came from Einstein's theory of relativity, he was wrong.
Yeah,
he was wrong about the constant. He even said that he was wrong. Then the scientists came back later and said, no, he was right. But now that we've observed, wait a minute, he was wrong. Thanks.
Hank, how are you answering my question? You pivoted completely, right? Like, so what is the standard for what did you say, extraordinary claim? Like, because the most people, the Earth being round and gravity existing is not an extraordinary claim, right? They would all say no, it's not extraordinary. To you,
You
it
only
is.
see it on TV,
so that,
bro. It's pretty
so that
extraordinary.
suggests that extraordinary is actually relative, right? It's subjective, right?
It is
So,
extraordinary
going
because
back-
it's
going back-
outside
no,
of
it's
their
not.
experience. It's outside of their normal everyday experience.
Oh, that's
Therefore,
cool. Wait,
it's
we're talking about
extraordinary. Whether they agree with it or not, that's irrelevant.
So wait, so unless you've experienced something yourself, it's an extraordinary claim?
That's not what we're saying. Listen, bro. You believe in this
It
thing called
seems like we're
space time.
suggesting.
Listen, bro. Stop over talking. You believe in this thing called space time. Fine. I don't care what you believe. I only care how you act. Okay? If you believe in space time, that's fine. But if you want me to believe it, you're going to need some extraordinary evidence. I don't know, like manipulate space time and
Video
make things
footage?
fall down.
Video footage?
Video footage. There's
Photographs?
video footage of Bigfoot. Are you a Bigfooter?
Ah,
Are you a
so how,
Bigfooter?
again, so unless you were to China,
Are you a
unless
Bigfooter?
you've been to China,
That's a
you don't know
non
that China
sequitur.
exists.
Are
sequitur.
you a Bigfooter? Do you believe in Bigfoot?
So do you believe China
There's
exists?
video
Non
evidence
sequitur.
of Bigfoot. Do
Do
you
you
believe in
believe
the
China
skunk
exists?
ape?
Yes.
Sir, I've already answered that question 8 years ago. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Do you believe China
One more
exists?
time. Okay, you mute.
Bro, I've already answered that question. Ask and answered. Objection.
Go to the next guy. He's not gonna.
I have a
answer
question.
you.
Yes, you can't prove he doesn't exist. Okay, so if we have
Yes,
like
I
a,
understand.
what's it called, a formula that predicts, like I brought up before, orbital, the movement of planets around astral bodies, right? We can predict that with a formula. If that underlying formula is able to predict things to relative accuracy, and that relies on a fundamental understanding of space-time as being what we observe it to be, essentially, then would that not serve as evidence?
Let me get this straight. I'm attempting to steelman your argument. You're saying that if we can make reliable predictions using the mathematics from Einstein and his theory of special relativity, including space-time, does that not mean that it's true? Is that your argument?
I'm more referring to, I think this is Newton, actually. Newton was able to predict the trajectory, let's call it, of astral bodies, right? Einstein came in and brought more reliable predictions with his formula. But those formulas basically rely on space-time being as we understand it. Otherwise, the formulas would not be accurate.
You can't prove that angels aren't just pushing the planets, how they wish. It happens to be, coincidentally, according to those equations.
Wait, so every time we predict where an astral body will be after a period of time and its location in space, you're saying it's simply a coincidence?
You're saying you can't prove an ontology. That's the problem with not coherence, but the other one, theory of truth.
Let me take a shot at it.
I subscribe to, by the way, but it's just a problem with it.
It's illogical. Let me show you why.
Nope, it isn't.
All right, so this is why it's illogical, right? So, affirming the consequent. The propositional logic affirming the consequent, sometimes called converse error, fallacy of converse, or confusing necessity and sufficiency. So, it's like this. Larry ate a pizza on Monday, therefore he's full. On Tuesday, sorry, can you give me just a second to finish?
Yeah, waste our time, go ahead.
Bro, you don't have to be here. You can go watch cat videos or something. So I'm going to go ahead and finish. In fact, I'll start over. Thanks for wasting our time. So, Larry ate a pizza on Monday, therefore he's full. On Tuesday, he's full again, therefore he ate a pizza. So if our predictions with gravity are accurate and we can predict things, therefore we can, predict things, therefore gravity's true. It's a formological fallacy. In other words, it's a real fallacy. That's what formological means.
But relying on things we observe gravity. We know gravity exists, right? We're arguing about its mechanics.
Where did you observe the bending and warping of space-time? On TV?
I dropped an apple.
So
That's observing
you manipulated the bending and warping of space-time and you made the apple fall down?
When I said I can observe gravity, I meant I can actually observe gravity.
Yeah, I agree. Apples fall down, bro. I'm not disagreeing with that. We're talking about the cause. Correlation is not causation. You know that, right?
Nobody knows the cause.
Exactly.
It's complicated.
Exactly.
So gravity's an effect then?
Yes.
I mean, I don't see why it's relevant to the fact that we could predict it based on our observation of how the mechanics of gravity are working.
Bro, if you drop an apple once, it's like, oh, that's interesting. If you drop it 3 times, okay, that's a pattern. If you drop it 9 million times, it's 5 sigma, bro. You understand what 5 sigma means?
No.
It's pretty fucking almost 99.9 settled.
Yeah. I agree.
Right. So I drop them. But what happens if you drop it in a pail of water?
It's different.
Right, it floats, doesn't it?
Yeah, floats.
There's
Depends
that
on its mass.
There's that 0.00001. Right?
What?
Except for
Is that a
every time
refutation
we
of
drop
gravity?
it. Bro, I'm not refuting gravity. I'm saying you don't know the cause. There's multiple causes. What makes water boil? Temperature, right? What about atmospheric pressure?
I don't need to know the cause of gravity to know that gravity exists. Do you agree with me?
What do you mean when you say gravity?
The observed phenomenon that when I drop an apple, not in a bucket of water, simply on the earth, that it'll fall. When I throw it up in the air, it'll fall.
Okay, so you're talking about weight, essentially. Yeah, I believe things weigh.
No, weight alone does not answer why it falls after you throw it up.
Why does it fall then?
Gravity.
Okay, can you manipulate
You just said it was an effect. You just said it was an effect.
Hold on, he says
I didn't call it anything. I said it was an observed phenomenon.
It's okay. That's an effect. That's an observed phenomenon.
It's the cause and the effect.
It can't be the cause and the effect, bro.
I didn't say it was a cause.
Well, you're talking about the bending and warping of space-time. That's the cause. in your model of gravity.
Okay, I'm not
Larry
where
asked
you
you
are right
why
now.
does it fall. Larry asked you why does the apple fall, and you said gravity. That's a
Yeah,
cause.
that's the name of a phenomenon that I'm observing. Yeah.
So it's not
mass
why.
Of the mass of the Earth is attracting the apple.
Correct. That's the Newtonian, right? And I posted earlier how that got shot down. Would you like for me to post that again?
I don't know where you posted it in this flat Earth.
Yeah, I'll post it again if you'll give me just a second,
No,
please.
I can open chat. But
he's being selective about the phenomenon, Larry, because like isn't it selective?
Has the James Webb Telescope
isn't it...
turned around and taken a picture of the Earth and the Sun yet? Because it's taken a picture of Jupiter and I think Neptune. I was looking to see if they decided to turn it around to take a picture of the Earth and the Sun.
They're not going to do that, bro. Listen, if you'll just look at what I just posted,
probably.
I think if you just read what I just posted, you'll see that Newtonian is done. And if you research modified Newtonian dynamics, MOND, then you'll see that Einstein is done. This is something that is just a couple of clicks away. You can search it for a couple hours, read it for yourself, because I'm a freaking idiot on the internet and I probably don't know what I'm talking about. But those people that, have all them lovely titles after their name, they probably have a little deeper understanding than I.
I don't understand what this proves.
Dude, what do you think it means when he says we're going to shoot it down, put the nail in the coffin, and this is the end of Newtonian mechanics? What do you think that means? Is that good?
Who says this?
Professor Shankar, Chair of Physics, Yale.
Are they talking about quantum mechanics?
They're talking about gravity, bro. Newtonian. What do you think that's... Do you think Newtonian is quantum mechanics? They're talking about the double slit experiment, right? We know what an experiment is. That's like science.
You understand that experiment, by the way?
Can we just ask one question? One of you globers, did you even know the Newtonian gravity was superseded 100 years ago ish? Did you know that to begin with? Yes or no?
Can I ask something to flat earthers? Why the...
I asked the question. Yes or no?
Ask it again, please.
Newtonian mechanics we use all the time for all
it's been
sorts of
superseded 100 years ago. Did you know that, or yes or not?
You're talking about quantum mechanics
physics.
over, which
it was superseded by Einstein.
With quantum mechanics, you just wouldn't.
Because my days. Just yes or no, it goes into explanation.
Yes, but that doesn't mean Newtonian physics goes out the window.
That's exactly
I'm not saying you can't ever use it again, but it's been
That's
superseded.
what he was suggesting.
It's been superseded.
What does it mean to be superseded?
Replaced.
No.
No.
Oh, really? Let's look it up, shall we?
Einstein simply explains phenomenon very specifically in a better way, until it doesn't.
Yeah, so I use the two hypothetical space and time, and the appearance, not the actual.
You replace something, especially something older or more old-fashioned. Cambridge, about to post it.
Tangible. Sorry,
well, this guy's 76. I'm looking him up. Never heard of him. This Ram Shankar guy. Like, he better do something quick, because he's gonna die or his brain's gonna melt. So.
Come on, he probably knows his shit.
Yeah, but once you start hitting 80, bro, like you start acting like Joe Biden, like you're pretty fucked.
Not everybody, bro. A lot of people were sexually active into their hundreds, especially in ancient Greece, where they ate nothing but organic food, walked everywhere they went, and didn't take any pharmaceuticals.
We just had a great grandpa die at like 99. In the last 3 years of his life, he was falling apart. So
you're blessed, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he was, but let's be honest, he's not going to be keeping up Newtonian physics at fucking 93.
Well, I mean, think about how much information you have at 70, 80 years old.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, he better figure it out in the next few years, like, if he's gonna.
Right, so I just did Newtonian, right? Now let's do Einsteinian. MOND. Gravity.
Okay, so when you say it was superseded, does it change anything that we still use it for some phenomena?
No, you can still use it, right? Like they have bleach coffee filters, which you probably shouldn't use, and they have non-bleach coffee filters. But if you want to use the bleached coffee filters, you can still use them, bro.
So what's your point in saying that it was superseded?
It's replaced. Do you know the difference between
Stop.
3 space
Right,
and
if we
4
still use it,
space?
what is your point?
You can still use it if you want. I don't care.
Okay, so what's the point of saying it was superseded?
What's it
Bro,
replaced with?
No, it sounds like
Einstein.
you're trying to say
Oh.
it was replaced so we can throw it out the window. It's meaningless, but I don't think you're
Bro, I
saying that.
never said throw it out the window. Dude, do you realize that theories come and go? Do you know about the Kuhn cycle?
Yes, I'm well aware that theories come and go.
Okay,
What
so
I'm
what is
asking
the
is
Kuhn
why that
cycle?
and it wasn't you, it was someone else said, did you guys know that it's been superseded? And it seemed to be he was implying that we can toss it out the window because Newtonian is wrong, since the other guy was using Newtonian physics to explain phenomena. Did I misunderstand the situation?
I don't know who you're talking to if you're not talking to me.
Well, it was a Q guy.
We still use Newtonian physics to predict the motion of spatial bodies.
All right, so I just posted the Science Direct, and this is talking about modified Newtonian dynamics. Now, if it's been superseded by Einstein, why are they trying to modify gravity? And over 300 papers have been published trying to fix gravity. Why are they trying to fix gravity? If there is a cosmological constant from Einstein, why is there a thing called the cosmological constant crisis or cosmological constant problem?
Because
What's a
Einstein,
problem?
Yes.
What's a problem? Is a
Einstein
problem like
didn't.
They're trying to specify their equations, make them.
Einstein didn't. He missed a variable basically. Einstein was correct, except if you add in the differential acceleration of galaxies versus local bodies. That's what Mond was doing.
Right. Or if you look at the quantum level, Newtonian doesn't work.
Sure. No, I mean we don't know what the fuck is happening with the quantum level.
Yeah,
They could go
quantum
through-
level
Right.
is 14 realms, 13 or 13. I don't know.
That's that's a
And that's
yeah.
a rabbit hole itself. They're still doing calculations on.
We're
it.
nowhere
And
near.
you guys
Yeah.
don't have it figured out for gravity at the galactic level either. That's why you have dark matter and black holes to make that shit work.
Yeah.
Actually, people
I'm
are
worried
starting
about
to
the
believe
dark
Mond on
matter
that.
thing, but the black holes, I could.
Well,
understand a
what
bit
does
more.
matter? Is matter mass? Does mass attract mass? Does that make gravitation?
It does.
Yes.
According to the theory, but I thought they did an experiment with.
Well, we observed the
bowling
theory in
balls or-
practice.
Actually,
Yeah,
you didn't
having
observe dark matter. It just got debunked with a certainty.
Not dark
of
matter.
sigma.
Dark matter wasn't a theory.
Okay, well, it still got debunked. Do I need to post that again?
No, I know that dark matter was basically essentially falsified at this point.
Right.
Because it does not explain what we're observing now.
Right.
Doesn't mean Mond is correct, but it seems like it's closer to being accurate.
Well, Mond is really the process of trying to repair gravity and make a new model.
For the galaxy.
Right, because it doesn't work.
At differential accelerations on the galaxy scale, yeah.
Right, because
But
the
when you
galaxy
include-
isn't spinning at the same speed. The inner
Yes.
part is spinning slower than the outer part.
I think that might actually be the opposite. I'm not sure exactly how that
It's
works.
the opposite of solar systems. I'm correct. You're incorrect.
It's one of those for sure. One is spinning faster than the other, certainly. Basically, the one that is accelerating at a slower rate is going to have a differential mechanism of gravity. The way that gravity functions and the expected mass that you would find there, if you only used Einstein's equation, that would fuck it up. If you account for acceleration, then the gravity itself stabilizes, or our understanding of how it should be reacting stabilizes, but it would no longer be under Einstein's theory. Basically, it would be under Mond in this case.
Right. That's why you have black holes in the center creating huge gravitational wells and dark matter halos around the outside.
I'm not sure that dark matter is real at all.
Yeah, I've been saying that for 8 years. I'm glad we're on board.
Yeah, we've recently found that out.
That's the one I'm sketch about, but black holes are observable. Like,
Yeah, we've recently discovered because of the James Webb Telescope. Yeah, that dark matter is probably not accurate as a
Bro,
hypothesis.
James Webb Telescope made you guys redefine the age of the universe by like twice as much. It's not 13.7 billion years anymore. Now
I'm
it's
not
like
sure.
twice that.
I'm not sure.
Well, there's
I have to read
also
more
the
into it.
other one about that too, where it's not expanding; it's whatever contracting or some shit.
Well,
I'm not sure about that one.
There's either a Doppler effect or there isn't.
Right, but I don't know.
No,
I was
there is.
listening to a study about what they were saying. Well, it's not conclusive, but
Well, the fact that there's a Doppler effect doesn't answer any of the questions that were just raised, but there is a Doppler effect.
All right, in the words of Gupta, our newly devised model stretches the galaxy formation time by several billion years, making the universe 26.7 billion years old and not 13.7 as previously estimated.
Sure, I have no issue with this. This is just science at work.
Mm-hmm. But it was right if you Googled it 2 years ago.
You laugh, but it's literally the same shit you're doing. It's empiricism. We're literally observing it with a microscope.
Science in the sky.
None of which points to a flat Earth, by the way.
Really, how are Spaceballs made?
Gravity.
In this case, gravity.
Oh, gravity, the thing that doesn't work?
It doesn't work on a galactic scale unless you take into account differential acceleration. That does not disprove gravity.
Okay, so the thing about laws, if you have a law of gravity, then it works everywhere, not just at the, solar system level, right? It would work at the quantum level too. And if you have a theory of gravity and you observe it not working, then instead of, coming up with dark matter and trying to make it work that way, and then when you find out, oh, there is no dark matter, that's where you throw away the theory and get a new theory, which is what you guys are admittedly in the process of doing with MOND. So I've been right this whole time.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't necessarily say you always have to throw out the theory. There's corrections can be made. And the fact
Right,
that
ad hoc, right?
We had two different lines of thought here when we discovered that there was a difference between the expected mass and the actual mass of different different bodies in the galaxy, depending on their actual acceleration, right? And gravitational energy. But there were two thoughts. Basically, we conceived of dark matter and MOND almost simultaneously, depending on your line of logic. Basically, MOND always could have been correct, but people tended on the path of dark matter for some reason, maybe for cultural reasons, whatever it was.
Okay, well, let me do a little timeline. You had the Protestant Reformation, the subsequent Counter-Reformation, the Earth moving Copernicus, right, during this time, and then how do you stick to the bottom of a ball? Oh, well, there's gravity. Well, gravity doesn't work with the orbit of Mercury. Oh, well, there's Einsteinian gravity, so that was an ad hoc explanation. Well, it doesn't work at the galaxy. Well, there's dark matter. So what you have is an ad hoc continuum, not a space-time continuum.
So you have a hypothesis, then a theory, then you attempt to either prove or falsify your theory. And if the theory is proven to be predictive of some sense, you say, what would you call it? After testing, what would you call it?
A postulation.
Yeah, you just got an
Use
idea.
whatever word you'd like. After it's tested, it's a scientific hypothesis. After it's confirmed to some degree as having predictive value, it's a theory.
What was the experiment? I like experiments. What were the independent, dependent control variables?
Yeah, so you have a hypothesis. You try to falsify it. You say, if this theory is correct, I expect said thing to react in this specific way and under this context.
If this, then that. So if mass is attracting mass and it's affecting space-time and bending it and warping it, then when I bend and warp space-time, then it'll make things fall down. Oh wait, you can't put space-time in a jar and paint it yellow and take it to the lab and manipulate it in an experiment, can you?
Okay, so the way that Einstein did it was basically, if the theory is correct that that objects of differential mass warp space-time to a degree that they accelerate the gravitational pull of an object,
then he'll observe something.
Then you'll observe something. Yes, then you'll observe something in line with
affirming the consequent formological fallacy. That's an affirming the consequent formological fallacy.
No, that's called falsification scientifically.
No, it's not.
Either it happens or it doesn't happen.
It's affirming the consequent unless you physically manipulate the independent variable.
You can do so with observation. Things have differential mass.
No, that would be affirming the consequent formological fallacy. If this, then I will observe that. I observe that, therefore this.
How do you think these researches are done? Like this.
Yeah, pseudoscience.
Wait, no. The logical fallacy that involves
to the scientific method.
No, affirming the consequent is a logical fallacy that involves taking a true statement and asserting the converse form would also be true as well. That's not what's happening here. Falsification is
if P then
fundamentally
Q.
different.
If P, you just said if P then Q.
You're
Q,
not
therefore
assuming
P.
it's true. You're falsifying. You're saying if this theory was true, you would expect this particular outcome under this condition. You're not assuming it's true. You're not saying it's true, and you're not making conclusions based on its truth. You're only observing.
Right. So not testing.
The test is the observation. How the fuck do you think you guys observe phenomenon?
Wait a minute. Do you even science, bro? You know that science is observation and experiment, right?
Yes. How do you experiment with astral bodies?
Exactly. You
do
don't
it as I
manipulate
just described.
You don't manipulate anything in space because you're here on Earth. So you can't manipulate a cause to see the effect. So you don't have any cause and effect relationships. All you have is correlations and statistics.
So if I look at the Earth or I look at the Sun and I notice it has differential gravitational pull, I've observed nothing, in your opinion.
You observe patterns.
Sure.
And
that pattern is absolutely nothing.
Science. It's just soft science. It's not,
yeah.
Astronomy is a soft science. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Literally
Physics is a real science.
What do you think you're observing, if not physics?
Bro, that's not physics. That's theoretical. Astrophysics.
You're making up theoretical modules and then like making assumptions on it. You're not actually making.
It's postulation, not science. See, science means knowledge. How do you get knowledge? Well, you can deprive a sailor for 3 months. Hold on. You can deprive a sailor for 3 months. No vitamin C. He's going to get scurvy. You add vitamin C back into it, the scurvy goes away. You can therefore have a scientific theory that vitamin C deficiencies cause scurvy. That's real science.
Yeah, but you're throwing observation out the window for an empiricist.
No, you observe the guy, he can't walk.
No, you're okay. So we can observe astral bodies and the physics surrounding them. We can observe them. We can actually look at them.
Manipulate the cause. Do you not understand the law of cause and effect? This has been around for 3,000 years.
I understand the law of cause and effect.
Okay, so if you can't wiggle the cause and see the effect, how are you then labeling causation?
So you would do this by looking at an object that would not be just so, and see if the equation was different, basically. If your theory...
You're talking about math. Math is not science. It's a category error.
Huh?
It's not what category error means.
You didn't know that you don't get math credits in physics class? You get science credits in physics
Science
class.
uses math. It's just a tool.
Right. It also uses beakers. That doesn't mean that beakers is science, does it?
Can I quote
Okay,
that?
I thought
I don't think people know.
this is theoretical. Think about that one. I lost my train of thought because I.
Why do you think it's called?
I'm sorry, brother. I apologize. I have been hogging the mic a little bit. I'll step it back.
That's all right.
Hey, Hank. Hank, you've been in here since last night, brother.
Yeah, I've been here for a while.
Fucking hell, Hank. That's fucking hardcore, bro.
I got a headache.
I'm gonna have to start paying you wages, bro. What the fuck?
No, bro. I got a headache, so I'm kind of a little irritable tonight.
But I am interested, Larry, if you can't get a meeting with these other guys, right? You're saying, so to backtrack like maybe 30 minutes ago.
1 second, just Hank, can you check your DMs on your Go Boys?
Yeah, go ahead.
You can't get a meeting or you can't get a debate kind of with this Baldy Cats or the other guys, like they won't debate you. Flat Earth guys.
Oh, Professor Dave? No, I don't think he would debate me. He wouldn't do it in a way where we have equal speaking time and we sign a contract where you can't cut it into little snippets. You have to post the whole thing unedited. He wouldn't do that. There's no way.
Honestly, the guy sounds like a coward. Like he would mock everybody who challenges him, but he wouldn't accept their invitations for debate. I don't know. Like I'm not even flat Earth, right? But he sounds like a coward.
I've been trying to get Professor Dave to come to 24/7 for probably 3 years at least a couple of years, and he said something like he shadow banned me from his comment section, deleted my comments. He said something like, "I think you need to go and learn science, dumb flat earther." So I hit him with entropy and the second law and multiple gas laws, blah blah blah, and he deleted all my comments and fucking banned me. Fucking clown that he is.
He was invited to debate by like James Tour, like one of the most credible scientists.
Are they both
century,
teachers?
right?
Baldy Cats and the other one.
I don't know if they're actual professors like in a college. I think they're like teachers at a lower level. But the point is, it doesn't matter, right? Anybody can read up on this information and post their findings. Anybody can talk about this stuff. And as long as you're citing your source and you're trying to stick to the science and you're not pushing pseudoscience as if it were science, then we can have an honest conversation which benefits everybody because there's no way that you can lose a debate. Either A, you're wrong and you never say the same stupid shit again, or B, you're correct and the other guy gets to hear, the other side of the coin, and C, the audience gets to hear it, and the audience can then make an informed decision on their own after hearing both sides of the coin. So how could a debate be bad for anybody except for liars?
I mean, to be fair, if you discard an entire branch of astrophysics as pseudoscience, I mean, that's not really.
What do you think theoretical astrophysics mean? Do you think it's like chemical biology? Is it the same? Is chemical biology the same as theoretical astrophysics? Are they both in the same category of science? Is it knowledge or is it philosophy? If we're talking about the heavens, the cosmos, is that philosophy or is it a derivative of the scientific method?
I would say it's a derivative of the scientific method.
Even though you can't manipulate cause to see the effect, like you can in a lab with
so you made
biochemistry.
The earlier of the not pirate. What'd you say? Sailor?
With scurvy. You're talking about vitamin C and scurvy. You can see an effect, right?
Right. So
somebody's sick, blah blah blah. I get what he's saying.
That's why they used to call us limeys, wasn't it?
You have
to
limey bastards. Sailor and deny vitamin C, or can you collect different sailors whose diet you're familiar with and figure it out that way? Or is that?
Oh, but we can't. I know he's not wrong when he's saying we can't just scoop shit from the fucking moon and do fucking whatever. But so it's theory. It's theory, mathematical, physical properties or whatever. Like that's all predictions, right? I guess you could say, right?
I'll put it like this, and you might think that I'm too conservative, right? I don't care. But every Texan is an American, but not every American qualifies as a Texan. In the same way, all natural science or natural philosophy is born out of philosophy, but not all philosophy qualifies as science.
But natural philosophy is what Newton was doing hundreds of years ago.
Right, it's what they called science back then.
Well, yeah, because we didn't have a word for science yet. I mean, nobody calls it natural philosophy, though. Do they?
Natural science?
No, natural philosophy.
I mean, we're talking about the same thing. A rose is a rose by a different name.
If it was the same thing, it'd be the same word.
Are you saying there's a difference between natural philosophy?
Yes.
No. Natural philosophy and science. There's a difference?
I'm saying there's a difference between natural philosophy and natural science.
Well, don't they call them theoretical physicists? Isn't that what they're called?
Mm-hmm. There is a
so they're in theories and mathematical equations and whatever. So
right.
But astrophysicists aren't.
What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.